The best in poker news, entertainment, and more. This is the Mark Hoke Show.
All right, everybody, we are live here once again here at the World Series of Poker. And that was awesome, Vin. I didn't even have to tell you what to do. God bless you, sir.
It pays off to have worked at radio at one point or the other.
How about that? Hey, we are live here at the World Series. I'm Mark Hoke. Here on the Mark Hoke Show, we've only got three. Well, this will be two more broadcasts after this. We've got tonight's, and then we have tomorrow's.
The marathon.
The marathon.
Oh, that's a long time on the air, man.
It's going to be a long day.
It's a long day, brother.
You know what's going to happen, too, is they're going to go to like 5 in the morning tomorrow just to absolutely destroy me.
Well, absolutely. Well, they're going to 2 a.m. today. I mean, they're playing the extra hour.
Yeah, so I've heard.
Yeah, and play's going to slow down, and they're going to start playing. Each hand's going to start taking 15 minutes or something ridiculous like that, because the decision they could have made in a minute and a half is complicated by the fact that they're playing for $10 million, and that justifies them thinking about it for another 20 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes, but of course, I want to thank you for joining us. Joe Payne is flying around here. He's got a buddy in here. The dinosaurs are coming out, apparently.
Oh, you got to
love it. I love it. No, I'm happy. I'm really happy. Joe's got his friend. Let me make sure I get the right name here, because I was not Bill Cole out of Murrieta, California. Came in here 42nd today. He's in his 70s.
Well, old people are funny, right? I mean, they've lived life. They have stories to tell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
they're interesting.
Unless they can remember them.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to say. I know, I do not bust on old people. I mean, trust me. Too much respect for the grandparents.
I'm serious, man. I mean, look at who's emerged from the young generation of superstars. No one, right?
That's a good point.
Which one of them is actually, look, they're great poker players, and I'm not talking about their poker playing. I mean, they're fantastic. They are so far more advanced than poker players ever have been in the history of the game. But just in terms of telling funny stories at the table and that sort of thing, and being fun to watch for the force of their personality, it's still Daniel Negreanu and Phil Hellmuth, and so who comes after that?
TV makes the superstar.
Yeah.
It does, and people better start figuring that out before they turn down interviews and so on.
Oh, absolutely.
Just thought I'd throw it there. By the way, joined here by Vin Narayan. Narayan. God, I knew I was going to. Do you know that's terrible? Because I was ready and I butchered, and I apologize.
Par for the course.
Oh, I suck.
Yeah, at least you don't have to say William Papa Constantino 50 times.
Not today. Thank God. But, Vin, for those of you that aren't familiar with you, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you're doing here at the World Series.
Yeah, I'm the editor-in-chief for Casino City. We publish a series of websites and trade publications about the casino industry. This company's been around for more than 20 years, and we cover land-based and online gaming, and we cover the business side, the consumer side, and all that. And so, yeah, I've been out at the main event. I've been out in the World Series starting Wednesday of last week. And I'm actually here through tonight. I fly out to San Francisco for a conference called Gigsy. It's a conference about online gaming in North America. And so I'll get the latest scoop on that. And my colleague Dan Podheiser will be here to cover the rest of the main event. This is the first time since 2007 I haven't seen them play down to the final table. I mean, obviously, I'll be back for the November 9, and so that'll be cool. But it's the first time since 2007 I haven't watched them play to the final table. I got to admit, it feels bizarre, a bit incomplete.
Yeah, that's kind of like taking the hot girl home and, you're about 3/4 of the way there and then just kind of fall asleep.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Lose your memory, something. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, it's like waiting for her to come out of the bathroom.
Yeah, she comes out of the bathroom like, what happened?
What happened? And you're just asleep.
It's been known to happen every once in a while. Not to me, though.
No, never to you.
Never to me. But, of course, we've got some great stories going on here at the World Series. And before we get into the nuts and bolts of what's going on right now, what are your impressions about this year's World Series? Just some overall thoughts about how things went, where things may be going in the future here with the WSOP and so on. So
yeah, it's been bit of an odd World Series. I mean, and there have been some good things, some really good things, and some sort of weird things. First of all, play's been really fast this year. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
I mean, players flying off the board, which means that the bubble from 10 to 9 is just going to be forever.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, and when that bursts, we could see a lot of action in final table play. Just, I mean, a lot more hours in final table play than we normally do. But it's hard to say. We have no idea how it's going to play out the rest of the day. But I thought it was interesting. I mean, one of the interesting things that I run across at this main event is it used to be the Amazon room was the beating heart and soul of the World Series of Poker, and everyone's goal was to get to the Amazon room. And I feel like that's sort of changed. The Amazon room's a giant TV stage now.
Yeah.
You've got the main stage, which is really cool. You've got the 4 secondary table. They got rid of the primary secondary table and they put up an e-cigarette lounge.
Yeah. That's been taking out a lot of stuff here at the World Series.
Yeah.
Like my booth.
You want to know what? And look,
They're nice people, though.
They're nice people. And God bless the World Series. They need to make some money, right?
Yeah.
But really, I mean, the line they've been selling us is these guys going to kill big tobacco because it's healthier. Do we really know that? I look.
You got me. I was looking at some numbers. It seems like it's a little less nicotine in there if you so choose.
It's still a nicotine delivery system, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, so I don't know. That feels a bit weird, but the pavilion turned out to be, I mean, the cool place to be during the World Series. And you take a look at the people coming to the World Series for the first time and having a good time and things like that. What they got a kick out of was playing a $235 deep stack at the same time someone's playing in a $5,000 event, at the same time someone's playing in a $1,500 event, and that sort of thing. And I thought, and they thought that was really cool. And that's sort of a different level of coolness, a different experience that you've seen in previous years. And I don't know, maybe it's time the World Series considers ditching the Amazon room. I know it's heresy, but not ditching it, but making the Amazon room the secondary room and making the pavilion the big room. I'm just throwing it out there because the pavilion's cool.
Yeah. I mean, you got a great staging area up there, which they were trying to do, the WSOP.com thing that bombed out.
Oh, God, the grind room thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah, there was a lot of talk. I mean, did you see it? There was a lot of talk about people playing online at the same time they're playing at the tables and things like that. I didn't notice much of that. Did you?
I didn't, but I don't know. I would have. I mean, you're playing in the World Series. I mean, it's time to put the iPad down for a little bit. You know?
Absolutely.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just bizarre. So, I mean, those are the things I think. So, those are some of the things that didn't come to fruition. The whole playing at the table at the same time, and the grind room, and that didn't work. And we had a lot of players. I mean, we had an increase in players at the main event this year, which is really good. But no one seems to know why, and no one seems to know if it's sustainable. And I thought that was really interesting.
It is, and there was a couple points on that. Of course, WSOP.com did run some satellites, so we got some new players in there. And once again, that gets you back to, when online poker finally does come back fully in the United States. I mean, this thing's going to explode. There's no question about that.
I'm not sure
if it comes back.
I'm not sure I'm buying that completely, and here's why. First of all, it's going to take a long time to come back. Mm-hmm. And in that interim, you have 18 to 21-year-olds. Because let's be completely honest. The online poker boom was fueled by basically 3 things. It was fueled by, I mean, not the online poker boom, but the World Series, the poker boom in period was fueled basically by 3 things. It was fueled by television, ESPN, and the whole thing. It was fueled, and the Chris Moneymaker effect and all that. It was fueled by the aspirational sense of poker that people wanted to either throw down $40 and win $8 million, or easy money in poker, and that concept. And you go in and you learn how to play and you win a lot of money, and you've got that. And the other aspirational element of that is people wanted to be like Daniel Negreanu and Phil Hellmuth and become TV superstars. So those 2 aspirational elements combined into part of it. And the other was online poker. It took all 3 parts for this to happen. Uh-huh. And when you take a look at online poker, part of what fueled it, 18 to 21-year-old kids in college, lots of free time, making it their passion. Well, you want to know what? It's now been at least 3 years since 18 and 21-year-olds have had access to online poker and making it their passion. And if you want to go back to 2008 or 2006 because money was harder to move in and out of the system, even longer. But let's just call it 2011 for argument's sake. So it's been 3 years. So now there are 3 years of college players, college kids who don't do it. So what have they done? They've developed other interests and passion. All right. Their default entertainment option isn't online poker. Their default entertainment option is World of Warcraft, Ultimate Frisbee, whatever it is kids today do. It's not online poker. They turn 21, they get a job. When do they play online poker? For a couple hours a night.
Yeah, good point.
All right. That does not make an online poker boom when it becomes regulated again.
Well, you know, one other interesting part about it, too, is that the average age of a player here at the World Series jumped up a year.
Yeah.
Which basically means you didn't get a lot of new players, young players coming in to fill the holes. So that number has to be very concerning to the World Series and the poker world when you see that that number should not be making a full year jump going forward.
And it's absolutely scary because take a look at it this way: you have a population of people that gravitated to poker during the online poker boom. What happens when that population inevitably ages out? They get married, have kids. That window that they can play online poker in shrinks. Their tolerance for risk shrinks. They can maybe make it out to one event here, one event there. They can't spend the time building the bankroll. And you don't have that huge volume of players coming up behind them to replace them.
Right.
And even, let's just say you went full boom, online poker throughout the U.S. right now. You're still not going to have the same number aging in as you have aging out simply because you're removing that 18 to 21 population. So you're going to have fewer people choosing it. And we know that we're not going to get boom full online poker the way it used to be. That's just not going to happen, so people can stop dreaming about that.
Yeah, I think, my opinion on, where some of the sites have gone wrong so far is that I would have been running a ton of satellites to go to the World Series and other events and just blowing it up. I was stunned at the low amount of satellites that got run on WSOP.com this year. Once they opened up, leading to the World Series. I mean, I'd have been trying to put 1,000 people in. I've been trying at least to get somebody into the million or into the one drop. And it just seemed like the tool was there, and it didn't get used to its fullest. You know what I mean?
I don't disagree with you, but where's the liquidity in Nevada for that to happen?
And New Jersey. You got New Jersey, too.
You got New Jersey, but it's not pooled liquidity.
Yeah.
So you've got liquidity in Nevada. You have separate liquidity in New Jersey. You've got the Borgata doing really well in New Jersey.
Yep.
And they're
not so much everybody else, apparently.
Yeah, well...
But I'm just... because we had a couple casinos closing down.
Yeah, but the Borgata's been doing well for over a decade.
The
Borgata's fantastic, and it's one of those things where people underestimated the Borgata, and people underestimated Party Poker when online poker came. They're like, oh, WSOP.com's going to dominate. WSOP.com's got a really strong brand, and they're affiliated with some, they've got some great properties in Atlantic City with Caesars and Showboat and Bally, but people and it's a good product, so I'm not knocking them, but I think people underestimated just how loyal people would be to the Borgata and how powerful that Borgata brand was in New Jersey.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting future here, that's for sure. Now, today, of course, we have a couple eliminations. Maria Ho has gone down, so we will not see a female in the November 9 once again. Kind of a sad thing, but it's the way it goes. But some interesting stories going on in there. What are some of the players that you're looking at? What are you following for this one?
William Papa Constantino.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, what a great name. He's a foosball player. He's a championship foosball player.
Wow, there you go.
He goes by the name of Billy Pappas. That's awesome.
Nice.
I mean, that's just ridiculously awesome. That's what you want, isn't it?
It's a great story.
It's a great story. You want people with that sort of funky background and that sort of thing. And so, yeah, it would be fun for him to go Leaf Force. There's a man that looks like a poker player.
Yes, agreed.
Wow.
Yeah, Leafs in there, of course. We have Mark Newhouse now chasing history, too. I mean, that's an incredible story. Garrett Greer's in here, too, and I'm sure that they're going to get a lot out of having Garrett in here, of course, for people to know Garrett's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned something that they hadn't put him on the featured table yet, which is kind of surprising. You would have thought at some point they'd have put him up there.
Yeah, I think he's going to make his way there. It just makes sense for him to make his way there. There's another guy who's player I don't know, but it's a very funny story. The player's from Norway, and he's sitting at the table wearing a San Diego Chargers hat. So people walk up to him and they ask him, "Where are you from?" He says, "I'm from Norway." And people do a double take. And he's like, "Yeah, I know the Chargers hat throws you off, doesn't it?"
It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. And so I was going through, and I was leaning in, and I'll see if I can find his name.
I'm looking here, too.
Yeah, it's a fantastic story. And so I just leaned in behind him, and I said, "You want to know what? You ought to wear a Minnesota Vikings hat." And he just busted out laughing.
There you go.
It was pretty funny.
But I'm trying to look for Felix Stevenson. Would that be it?
Yeah, that sounds right.
There you go.
Yeah, and he's a pretty nice guy, and so I think that would be, I think that would be a lot of fun. It's weird. Some of the weird things happen in the main event. You know this from covering it. Is a lot of the stories you're following end up busting out.
Yeah.
At some point, you're like, oh man, I really wanted him to go far.
Like Rainbow Hat Guy.
Yeah, Rainbow Hat Guy, Raiden.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm going to tell you, Maury was telling me they've got some awesome stuff coming, and the shot of Rainbow Hat Guy sitting down with Phil Ivey, and Phil Ivey actually saying, "Are you serious?" I mean, talk about some great TV there. That's part of the fun.
That's part of the fun. But here's the funny thing: is the really young players don't remember what it was like at the Rio in 2006, in 2005, in 2007, where Rainbow Hat Guy was on the mild end of things.
Yes. Oh, we had the crazy people.
We had the crazy people.
Oh, yeah.
We had people dressing up and sitting down at the table as the Statue of Liberty.
Because they thought they were going to get on TV. And they did for a while.
Yeah, they did for a while.
And then everybody got a little serious and said, let's not do that.
Yeah, well, play improved and all of that sort of stuff. And it became a tournament for serious poker players and not just people who thought they could throw down $40 and win $7 million.
Thank God that stinky guy isn't back.
Oh, there are a lot of stinky guys, though.
Yeah, but apparently he was extra super stinky.
Yeah.
Remember that guy? And he was loud and obnoxious, too. It's like, if you're going to be stinky, don't be loud and obnoxious.
Yeah, see, at G2E last year, and G2E, for those of you that don't know, it's big trade show. It's the biggest casino. It's a casino convention. It's where all the casino executives go to talk and buy new product and see new product and that sort of thing. And one of the companies there was an air filtration system. And I popped by their booth to talk to him, and I asked him how it worked. You know, did he just put it at the table? Did you put it all throughout the casinos? And this was a company that had a variety of products. You could put one just underneath one individual table, and then you could put them in the rooms, in the casino floor, and the whole thing.
Cool.
I was like, who uses one just under one table? And they said, well, there was this one casino. They called us up. They had this VIP customer. And
God,
his body odor was so horrific that no one wanted to be at the table. The pit bosses didn't want to be there. The dealers didn't want to be there. The cocktail waitresses wouldn't go there. No one was serving. But he gambled so much money. He was one of their biggest whales. And they were trying to figure out what to do. So they bought one of these air filtration systems, and they set it down right underneath him. And that contained everything.
My God.
And the dealers were happy. The cocktail waitresses were happy. Everyone was happy.
So there's a stinky man filter out there.
There's a stinky man filter out there.
That is so awesome.
I'll
remember that.
Isn't it? Yeah.
I remember that. If I ever become a whale, every time I'll pick one casino out and I won't take a shower for like a week before I go there every time. That's hilarious. Oh, I'll tell you, Ben, the things that we see in this industry are just unreal.
Absolutely. It's just strange and bizarre. But yeah, there are all sorts of good. But Mark Newhouse, how cool would it be back to back for the first time since Dan Harrington?
And really, he's not that far away from getting there. You know, looking at the chip counts for the last couple of years, I would expect about 13 or 14 million for sure will get you in. 10 has been kind of the bottom magic number.
Yeah, but
he's
got more chips now
than
he's got more chips now than he did when he made the main event final table last year.
Talk about an edge.
Yeah,
that's not bad. I mean, having done it the year before, going through everything, and now having a chance to come back and do it again. Wow,
huge edge. But here's the weird thing: doesn't it feel weird to put Newhouse and Dan Harrington in the same conversation?
It does. It's a little odd.
It's a little odd.
Till he wins. I mean, if Newhouse wins the championship, then that won't be quite so difficult.
I'll tell you who else was a really good player that no one ever talks about. Vitaly Lumkin.
Oh, yeah.
This is his second straight day 6 run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And look, Vitaly's the nicest guy in the world, and it's sort of fun to see him do it and have him have this success because he's like sort of the older statesman for the Russian guys.
Yeah,
all the Russian guys look up to him, and he's their leader. He's the twitchiest guy in the world.
Really?
Yeah. You sit at the table and you watch him play. How do you get a read on a man that's just twitching all the time?
It's fun to be twitchy at the table.
Yeah.
It is. I had a little thing where I had a bad reaction to medication, and my thumb would shake. Was shaking for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Where people thought I was all nervous, and I got so many folds off that. It was great. Well, I loved it. I was like, thank you.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, so my hands, my hands naturally shake. I could never be a surgeon.
Yeah.
And so when I'm at the poker table, I'm stacking chips, and I'm clumsy with the chips, and my hands are shaking, and I'm looking at the cards, and the hands are shaking. My opponents have no idea what's coming down the pike. It sort of freaks them out.
Nice.
Yeah, but
so does the hat.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm kidding. That's a great hat. I love that hat.
Different hat every day.
I love that hat.
Yeah, it's my one concession to style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't care about it really that much, but I'll make one concession. It'll be the hat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, the players are on break right now. Of course, they stopped in the middle of a level last night. They are going to be heading in here at 25,000, 50,000 coming up here for the next one. So I believe they're probably doing a little color up and cleaning up in there too.
They're probably doing that. It's these color ups kind of annoy me because
they're taking a long time.
Yeah, they could take a long, but it's not just taking a long time. 1 million chips should be impressive. Like 5 million in chips.
Yeah,
you should be sitting. You should be sitting over a mountain of chips.
Turn it into that.
Yeah, it's a majestic view, and instead they're tiny piles now.
Yeah.
Where's the fun in that?
Yeah, 1 million chips with a 25K chip. That's yeah.
I mean, how cool would it be to size out a bet? I am betting 577,500.
It's so wrong. That'd be so wrong. Oh my God! All right. Well, we have to get down and kind of break this tournament down a little bit more. But Vin, hey, I want to thank you for stopping over. It was a pleasure to get to hang out with you. By the classic night for us.
Oh, that was fantastic. We're gonna have to do that again.
Oh, very soon.
And thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. And if anybody wants to check out your work and what you're doing, give them a little rundown again.
You can head over to CasinoCityTimes.com. You can follow me at CasinoCityVin.
There you go.
Excellent. Thank you, sir.
I will make sure
Appreciate
to do that. Vin, thank you. It was a pleasure meeting you here at the World Series.
Pleasure being here.
All right, there you go. All right, and we're gonna get Joe back in here. Joe looking comfortable over there. Look at this guy. He's got like the fluorescent laces on. What is up with that? It's kind of odd. Those laces. I mean, you're trying to stand out. Make sure you don't get lost in the dark. What's going on? Thanks, buddy.
I usually like to make a little fashion statement every now and then.
Good one or bad one?
That's up to you.
I suppose. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. All right. So I want to thank Vin for stopping by. It was awesome to get to talk to him. Now we can get down to business here, too. We have a very entertaining World Series Day 6 coming up here. And, wow, Joe, how about Mark Newhouse? I mean, let's just start with that story right off the bat. November 9 last year, chip leader, came into today at 7,400,000, and I haven't got a chance to look at the chip counts since they started play a little while ago. But how impressive a feat is this?
That is incredible. To traverse over 6,000 players last year and another 6,600 this year, or 65, I think, somewhere in that area. Pretty impressive, making one deep run in the World Series is incredible. I mean, I think Dan Harrington was the only one who has gone back to back as far as final tables at recent era. Recent era. I mean, obviously, Chan did it, but the recent area, Harrington, I think, is the only one that I can recall going back to back. But Mr. Newhouse has a chance to be the current back-to-back, at least final tableist anyway.
Yeah, and he did take a hit here. We're just looking at the chip counts right now, and he is down to 5,950,000.
So he lost $2 million?
About a mil.
Oh, I lost a
Mil
mil.
and a half there.
Okay.
And I didn't get to see an update because we had Vin on there. But let me run down through just real quick because, like I said, I just got a chance to take a look at this. I'm trying to find it. God, Leaf Force is just scary looking today. I think he put the hoodie down intentionally. Let the hair flow freely.
Lots of facial hair.
He took a hit against. He doubled up. Newhouse doubled up Matt Haugen, so that's not a good thing for him. Dan Smith has climbed with $6 million. We'll get to everybody else in a second, but I want to see. I'm sure there's one more big hand in here. But once again, that it just shows. Even though he's not in trouble or anything like that, looks like Vitaly Lunkin got a bunch of his chips. Yeah, so Vitaly coming back here at $2.2 million. We had just mentioned him. Listen now. Okay, this is going to be an interesting read. Are you ready for the show? David Tuthill opens for $80,000 for the cutoff, only to have Daniel Wilson 3-bet to 180 from the small blind. William Cole then flats from the big. Tuthill folds and flop comes deuce 8-6 2 hearts. Wilson checks, Cole bets $260,000, and then Wilson calls. Both players check the 5 of diamonds turn. 4 of diamonds on the river completes the board. Wilson leads out for 360. Cole folds. Wilson then showed just the 2 of diamonds before being pushed the pot. The TV crew, which was filming the hand, then made the decision they wanted to document both of Wilson's hole cards, which is permitted by World Series rules. So to do so, the crew puts a handheld camera on the felt, and the dealer secretly lifts the card so only the camera can see it. But in this case, the camera was put a little too far out to the left, and the dealer lifted the cards a bit high so that Cole saw what Wilson's other card was. So Isaac Barron pointed it out, but of course by that time the hand had been mucked. Cole admitted he had seen what Wilson's other card was, and they kind of left it there. But wow.
Did they say what it was?
It does not say.
Bill Cole is actually a personal friend of mine.
Yeah.
But that particular table, and I'm sure this had something to do with it, they played an hour and only played 8 hands in an hour at that particular table.
Oh, my goodness.
So they're playing over 7 minutes per hand, about 7.5 minutes per hand. So it is moving very, very slowly at that particular table.
That's
I
unbelievable.
can't speak for the other tables because I was kind of sweating Bill.
All right. Maria Ho out in 77th place, so we will not have a female at the final table.
What'd she cash for? About 70?
Yeah, I think it was 70 or 85,000.
85, not bad.
Not bad, but unfortunately the ladies had a rough finish to the night last night, and then Maria Ho goes down today. She came in the short stack, so it was pretty much
very small contingent of ladies playing this event. 4%, which is
that was actually up from last year though. It was 3%. Yeah, it was 3 last year.
Wow, okay, but still it's still.
It's getting there.
I don't know.
It's getting there.
I don't know if women are just fading from the game. I thought by now the numbers would at least get to around 10% of the field being women. I mean, there's someone. I personally see, even in Nevada Poker League, we have a lot of women playing, but it doesn't seem like they're stepping out to playing at the brick and mortar and big tournaments. I'm not sure what this is all about, but could it be just because the country's in a financial crisis? I don't know.
No, I think and women are typically more risk averse.
Yeah,
they're the ones, a lot of times handling the money in the family, and they don't want to take the chance on losing the money. So that's something the ladies have told us. I mean, I've done so many interviews and asked that question, and that's a lot of it. It's just women tend to be more risk averse than men.
Yeah,
just is what it is.
Guys will just they'll hang it out there, figuring out I can get it back somewhere.
Yeah.
There's a 7-Eleven I can swing by.
Yeah, there you go. Zachary Walker has gone out in 78th place, a devastating loss because our good friend Harmony, the blonde who is buying drinks and hanging out and telling me about her bedroom life.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's gone. Zach
now,
Walker is
this was
out.
Zach's girlfriend?
Zach's girlfriend, yes.
She was telling you bedroom stories?
She was telling everybody bedroom stories down here, apparently. She was standing right there being a little loud.
You think she was doing that purposely to distract other players?
No, I think she was drunk.
Oh.
But dang,
were they good bedroom stories?
They were interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. That's something I'm going to talk about on the air.
The exciting life that you have, it could be really interesting stories, but you lead such a high profile bedroom life that it's maybe boring to you.
It's stunning, isn't it? Al can't hang, everybody. Just thought
He can
I'd
hang,
yell
though.
that.
He can hang.
He usually can, unless he's with Gavin Smith. Jason Leifer out in 79th place, and he actually had a pretty good stack, about 1.6 million, and that goes over to Bruno Politano. So the Brazilian, and I'm saying, will we get a Brazilian at the final table? Oh, hold on to your hats in the Penn and Teller Theater.
Yeah, well, we can't get the Brazilian soccer team to show up. That's for sure.
Oh, they got booed. They lose the third place game,
Oh,
get
my
booed
God.
out of the stadium.
They got booed out
That's
by
pretty.
their own.
That's
by
typical
their
soccer
own country, right?
Yeah, that's pretty typical soccer crap going on there. That's so bad.
Yeah, the sports book is jumping. I was just up there. 0-0.
Hot dog, woohoo! Gotta love that.
0-0.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's very exciting. Let's see. What else? We'll get to some chip counts here in a second. Just some other interesting news and notes here. We've got... I'm just looking at some of the stats that WSOP.com was kind enough to put out. Yeah, that's nothing too exciting there. Well, that's already done. Yeah. So, well, here's where some of the past champions have been after day 5 is completed. Peter Eastgate was 12th. Joe Cotta was actually 104th. Wow, that's a hell of a comeback. Jonathan Duhamel was 77th. Pius Hines 2nd. Greg Merson was 77th. And Ryan Reese 7th. So, and I believe
And this stat is what now?
players where they were to start day 6.
Oh,
Yeah.
so who came from behind the most?
Cotta, 104th.
Wow.
104th out of 185.
On going into day 6,
Going into day 6.
which is today.
Yep. So you can expect. Let's see. I'm just looking here.
That's interesting.
Since
So
they started the November 9.
We started the day with how many players?
79.
79. So,
Yeah. So they've moved things along a
Yeah,
little bit.
that's
With the
interesting.
with the extra day, because I don't think Joe had the 3 starting days when they did. I think they only had 2. I think they just expanded that a few years ago.
Okay.
Since the November 9 started, no more than 3 players from the top 10 at the start of day 6 have gone on to the final table. So that's pretty, I mean, it's kind of expected. I mean, it's kind of hard for everybody to get up there and then just hang on the rest of the way. So some of these guys will not be happy by the end of the afternoon. And, well, let's take a look at who they are, just for fun. I'm going to get one more. I'm going to have a 4th WSOP.com window open here.
How?
This is going to be exciting.
Out of the 79 started, what do we have left right now?
74 left.
Okay, so we lost 5 players today.
So let's see who has gone out here. A little easier to keep track in the room, of course. And if you're down here, you'll hear them making an announcement as each individual player busts out. They will announce them. Jason Leifer out at 79th. Zachary Walker out of Lidditz. Oh, my God, that's like near where I live. Used to live. Lidditz, PA.
Okay.
It's Lancaster area. Near where all the Amish guys are. Jason Somerville in the house. Wonder if Jason's ever going to... If Jason ever says hi, I'm going to be so happy.
He's a poker news guy.
I know. We got to get him over here. Maria Ho out in 77th. Lon McCarron gets to celebrate as Vadzim Markashevsky is out. I had to help him with that one last night on the show, by the way.
Oh, you had him on the show last night?
Yeah, I had to help Lon out with that pronunciation. Henrik Hecklin, who'd been bouncing around the top of the leaderboard, is from Denmark, is also out in 75th. Some of your short stacks right now, Scott Maheen, Kyle Bowker, we all know about him, of course, very strong player. Hi, Pam. Boy, that was a lame hi, Pam, too, wasn't it? Hi, Pam.
Kind of gay. Well,
it was a little high-pitched. I will grant you.
It was a little high-pitched there.
It was a little high-pitched. Michael Stambera, 700,000. Ann Van Wyn, one of the Canadian contingent at 710. David Yingling, 710. Adam Lamphere had been at the top of the leaderboard a couple times this World Series, 720. Chris Johnson at 845. Maximilian Seneft. I didn't even got to call that name yet. 885,000. David Tuthill, 885. Pfizer Jordan, 970. So, they have Matt Haugen at 980, but I think he doubled up a while ago. So these guys in a little bit of trouble here with these blinds. Are going to be sitting at 250. I'm sorry, 25,000, 50,000.
You want to start over again? What are the antes? Let's start with that.
Milk and cookies.
10,000 ante?
I need a background. Sorry. 25,000, 50,000 with a 5,000 ante.
5,000 ante, okay.
5,000 ante. So it'll be costly to player rotation there. You're looking at 75,000 plus another, and they're playing 9-handed in there for the most part. So that's another 45,000. So that's 110-ish. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot, especially we've only got near
75
under a million
and 45?
chips.
120, right?
Yep. That's correct. Good
120. I'll help you with the math.
I'm usually so good on that, but not today.
Not today, buddy.
I'm good on Raiders shirts. Yeah, so a lot of players down there, anybody in that million chip range is in a little bit of trouble, and that's actually about looking at
So if you got a million, you got basically
one move.
If you have a million, you have about one orbit.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty.
Well, you got more than one orbit. You got more than one orbit, but
10,
your M is 10.
Yeah, 10.
So it's time to giddy up or go home. So this is going to be we'll see what happens when everybody's really kind of settled in and gets back on this next level that just started a little while ago. Let's go to the top of the big board. Top of the big board's fun. That's where everybody wants to be. Nobody wants to be at the bottom of the board.
Well, I want to be at the top of the board in November.
Yes.
Not right now. I mean, right now wouldn't be bad.
Right now wouldn't be bad.
But
Kyle Kiernan has retaken the lead. Kyle out of Las Vegas is at 8,475,000, trying to make up for that blow up last year, where he came in the chip day 5 leader and just punted it off. Looks like he is trying to make that move and possibly get to the November 9 here. Scott Palmer is at 8,060,000 as he jumped up 760,000 last level. Bruno Politano, the Brazilian, oh boy, Brazil, 7,320,000. Mark Newhouse chipped back up a little bit and has gone back into 4th place, 6,465,000. Leaf Force at 6,250,000. Dan Sindelar, 6,225,000. Dan Smith has continued his rise. He is at a little over 6 million, followed by Andoni Larabe at 5,545,000. Iron Lightborn. Wow, we haven't even called that name yet. That's a great name though. Iron Lightborn. People will remember that.
He wins 10 million. He's going to light up some boards. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure. 5,115,000. Vladimir Bazanovic, 4,845,000. Some other guys making some big jumps here. Oscar Kemps, who is out of Niger. How about that? I do not remember a final tableist from Niger. Very interesting. That's gone up, picked up 1.6 million recently. He's gone to a little over 4.
Trending.
Yeah, he is trending up. Brian Hastings has picked up some chips. He has gone to 900,000. And Brian Devonshire, who we had on the show last night, is at 3.8. Let's see who else has gotten some big jumps. Michael Feinstein was down on the bottom, towards the bottom a little bit, but he's bounced back up to about 3 million. Sean Dempsey picked up 510,000 last level, goes to 2.4. Let's see. Matt Waxman up a little bit again. Boy, I'll tell you what. Matt is just playing great poker in there. This has been a grind for him this whole way. And finally yesterday broke through and got some chips. And look out. If Waxy's in this in the last 25 or so,
you're going to be forced to be reckoned with?
He's going to be a force for sure. So, so those are your chip counts updates at the moment here at the WSOP. And with that, I think we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
Just say hi to everybody. And, of course, thank all of our great sponsors of the show. We do appreciate them coming on board with us this World Series. Rock Forever, by the way, saying, how's it going, Mark? It's going.
He's gone?
It's going. He's going.
Who else is in the chat room there?
I don't know. I can take a look. Casino Examiner's there, not a surprise. And a bunch of our guests and people that, of course, are watching us.
We got to give a Casino Examiner a Mark Hoke T-shirt. He's like a loyal listener.
He is a very loyal listener.
Every day.
I know. I know. I just wish he wouldn't make Bernard Lee mad. We won't get into that. Anyway, let's take our break, and we'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We're live here, day 6 of the World Series of Poker main event. Stick around. We'll be right back. The Canadian Poker Tour returns to Calgary, Alberta, Canada for the CPT Summer Showdown July 24th through August 3rd at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. With 10 big events over 11 days featuring over $500,000 in guarantees, it promises to be one of the most exciting events on the summer poker calendar. Plus, the Mark Hoke Show will be there live from July 31st through August 3rd for coverage of the CPT Summer Showdown High Roller and Main Event. For the full schedule and outstanding hotel and flight discounts, just visit CanadianPokerTour.tv. That's CanadianPokerTour.tv. See you in Calgary July 24th through August 3rd at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino for the Canadian Poker Tour Summer Showdown.
The heat is on. Whether you're in the hot seat of a major poker tournament or just dealing with everyday life, stay cool with a brand new Arctic Blue cooling towel. Just wet your reusable and durable Arctic Blue cooling towel in cold water and you'll have instant cooling relief at your fingertips for up to 5 hours. The towel is lightweight and pliable, so you can keep it handy no matter where you are. Plus, it's absorbent enough to make sure you and your clothes stay dry while you stay cool. No need to sweat it out no matter what you're doing when you have an Arctic Blue cooling towel handy. So get the same cooling towel used by professional athletes, poker players, first responders, physical therapists, U.S. automakers, and even reality TV stars. So what are you waiting for? Visit them today at arcticblu.com and pick yours up today. Plus, enter the discount code MarkHokeShow when you check out and get 15% off plus free shipping to keep some of your cold hard cash in your wallet. It's like the Arctic Blue Bear says, it's not cool to be hot. So pick up your Arctic Blue cooling towel today.
One man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit BlindSquirrelApparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Masura stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel Apparel.
I'm Dutch Boyd, two-time WSOP bracelet winner, and I want to share my story with you. 12 years as a pro has taught me a lot. For the last year, I've boiled it all down into a tell-all book, 90,000 words. In Poker Tilt, I take you on my journey through all the ups and downs that poker has to offer, all the manic highs and hellish lows of every bad beat and lucky draw. So go to www.pokertilt.com to read more, or just go buy the new book on Amazon or Kindle. Right now, pokertilt.com. I guarantee you'll enjoy the ride.
Poker players, it's time to check out DeegePoker.com. Deege Poker is the unique and clever choice for a new generation of true grinders. Representing the full spectrum of poker players from the novice to the world champion, a true Deege player gives their heart and soul for countless hours at the tables to be the best. And Deege Poker apparel shows everyone who you really are on and off the felt. So join the new generation at DeegePoker.com. That's D-E-E-G Poker.com. Deege Poker, the world's newest poker apparel store.
Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go? RunGoodGear.com is one of poker's premier online stores for apparel. Their mission is to provide poker players with stylish and comfortable clothes for their daily grind. You've probably seen Run Good Gear at the World Series of Poker through Run Good Poker Pro Rob Salaburo, or around the country through the WSOP circuit. Today, RunGoodGear.com is the place to go to gear up for the poker fell. So go there now with the promo code HOKE, that's HOKE, for 10% off your entire online purchase. Remember Hoke. Now go gear up.
9 poker players on a dramatic path to glory with unbelievable twists and turns that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It's the Final 9 comic from Room 110 Publishing. Go to final9comic.com to download the first issue preview and get ready for the official launch coming soon. 9 will become one way or another. Final9comic.com. And for more details, make sure to follow them on Twitter and like them on Facebook at Final9Comic.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to The Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
Joe Payne.
Mark Hoke.
Yeah, let's perk up. Ah.
We're both dragging a little bit today.
Yeah,
it's been a long 7 weeks.
I'll tell you what. People have no idea what we go through in here.
Well, they have some idea.
No, they don't have a clue what I will. You at least get to, but of course you're running around with an Avada Poker League.
Yeah, so I'm burning a couple of candles at both ends.
Oh my!
You're just burning one big candle at both.
One big
ends.
ass candle. That's
You're pulling double duty, and then you don't even get a chance to really get away in between shows unless I sit here for a little bit and while you go get some grub. But at least I'm able to get out of here a little bit. Get some fresh air. Hot fresh air, by the way.
I haven't breathed. I don't know if I breathe a consistent amount of fresh air since.
No, you're in here. What'd you say? You're probably in here 14, 15
hours a day, yeah.
And then you go to home and sleep for 8.
Oh, if I'm not even close.
That's 23. Hey, you got a whole hour of free time for yourself.
Yeah, how about that? I usually spend that showering and pooping.
Oh, God almighty.
Well, that's pretty much it.
You could have just ended right at the showering. I would have left the rest to everyone's imagination.
If I'd have been taking an hour in the shower, there would have been questions. That's how it goes.
All these sexual innuendos. What? That's not a sexual innuendo?
I guess it could have been, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do you have a big shower?
No, not really.
Oh, then you're not having any fun in your shower then.
No, but the ones at the Borgata, by the way, primo.
Okay. If you can fill them up there, primo.
Oh, I can.
You can, really? Oh.
You see my belly, lady? No, I'm actually down a little bit since the hospital stay, and then down here, you're trying to. It's not too hard to, take it easy on the food. Not too hard. I am dying for some all-you-can-eat sushi. You said you went sushi last night.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you son of a bitch! You didn't call me.
You want to get called at midnight?
Yes, I would have gone for midnight sushi. Absolutely.
I actually got there about 10 to midnight.
Perfect. I'd have loaded up.
You live on the other side of the country.
But experiences, my friend.
Well,
experiences.
Next time I go or plan to go, I will give you a buzz. You got my word on that.
Yeah. Let's see what Casino Examiner is now firing off. That woke him up. Give me a T-shirt.
Yeah, you should give him a T. You should give him a T-shirt and a.
Well,
you don't have any Mark Hoke hats, do you?
No. Should we get some?
I don't know.
Maybe we should talk to Run Good Gear about that. Maybe Blind Squirrel Apparel. How about Team Poker Joker? How about Deej Poker?
You got enough.
Four poker wear.
You have
companies.
Enough irons in the fire. I got my Nevada Poker League hat on.
That's a nice hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can check out Nevada Poker League. .com.
.com.
You betcha. Tons
of locations. $2,800 every 28 days. Maybe we get Casino Examiner out to play. Let's see what kind of poker game that boy's got. We know he can play blackjack, but can he play poker?
He's all right.
He's all right.
He's all right.
You've played
He
against
made a
him?
nice run in the Millionaire Maker.
Oh,
Yeah, nice
okay.
deep run there.
You gave him 15,000 in chips. You gave him a whole bunch of biscuits to work with.
But I'll tell you what. If you want to really find out if you can play poker or not,
Where do you got to go?
well, you know what? I think you should go up to Calgary. Calgary, Alberta, Canada
where you're going.
for the Canadian Poker Tour Summer Showdown.
Hey.
Coming up July 24th.
Well, what's so funny? A.
Take off, eh?
That's the most used letter in Canada. A. Everything starts with A, bud.
July 24th through August 3rd, coming up. 10 big events over 11 days, $500,000, $500,000 of guarantees.
A.
And you can join us. Go to CanadianPokerTour.tv. We'll be broadcasting up there live for 4 days, Thursday the 31st through Sunday, August 3rd, covering the high roller and the main event. Should be a good time. We'd love to see you up there. Once again, it's CanadianPokerTour.tv. Get yourself a great room rate plus discounted airfares on WestJet. That's where I'll be flying. I'll be flying on WestJet.
Hopefully it's going north.
God, that would be disappointing.
Wind up in Mexico.
If it's going south,
the Mexican
NAFTA
poker
kicked
tour.
in again. Oh, Jesus. But make sure you join us for that. It's going to be a great time. And, of course, we'll have broadcasts coming to you there as well from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. They're going to let me in the country again, Joe.
You have your passport all in order?
Oh, yeah. My passport's all good.
Okay.
Yeah, at least for now. Hey, by the way, don't forget, of course, coming up a little later this afternoon, get over there to Binion's for the Chad Brown Memorial and tournament. The memorial starting at 4 o'clock. Tournament starting at 6. 220 plus 25 buy-in. So make sure you go over and pay your respects to Chad. It should be a pretty packed house over there at Binion's in the bullpen. So make sure you head over, and if you need more information,
is it upstairs in the bullpen?
Yeah, the memorial's upstairs in the bullpen.
And the tournament's downstairs?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. So hop on over there. It's going to be a very special day. They've got awesome prizes in there. Really got a PCA Caribbean Adventure main event seat. We've got a Montreal. The Montreal tournament for Poker Stars has a main event seat plus a travel package in there or hotel package. I mean, it's going to be an awesome time up there. So if you can, hop over there to Binion's. Unfortunately, I won't be able to go. I'm a little disappointed about that. I'd like to swing over, but I'm sure everybody will be doing a good job taking care of memorializing Chad. So you got to, once again, it's coming up just a couple hours. So get ready and get over there to Binion's and have a great time with I think anybody that's in the poker community at all is probably going to be there. It's going to be a packed house.
If they're not still in the main event.
Right. So make sure you check it out there.
I don't think Newhouse is going to be going down there.
Yeah, I think Mark Newhouse is probably a little bit busy at this point, along with 73 other players. We do have another elimination. Gabriel Paul has been eliminated, so we are down to 73. Your current chip leader now is still Kyle Karanen, and the magic number's been hit. $10,300,000 for Karanen. So Kyle,
new chip leader.
He is not only the new chip leader, but he's also now the first man to crack 10 million. And once again, history says that's been enough to make the final table.
10 is the
that's
enough
been
chips
enough,
to make it?
barely, but that's been enough. Of course, Jesse Sylvia a couple years ago came in around 53, and I'm trying to remember who the chip leader was last year. So there you go. First man over 10 million. Scott Palmer has cracked the 8 million mark. He is at 8,060,000. Bruno Politano is at 7,320,000. So those guys looking pretty good right now. But
where is Bruno from?
Brazil.
Brazil.
Yeah, you betcha. He's pretty excited about it, too. I'm sure like I said, the rail's going to be nuts in there if we get a Brazilian on the final table. It's unreal. So let's take a look at some of the updates that have come in on this. And give me 1 second. We'll get the old refresh in and take a look. Gabriel Paul actually was eliminated by Karanen. Paul opens from middle position with a raise to 110,000. Karanen 3 bets to 300,000. Paul makes the call. 6-7, 4, 2 hearts. Karanen bets out 350. And then Paul moves all in for his remaining 1.48 million. And Karanen makes the call. Paul showing ace 10 of hearts, so flush draw for him. Karanin with the jacks goes all in. 5 of diamonds on the turn, 7 of clubs on the river, and that takes care of Gabriel Paul and puts Karanin over the 10 million chip mark. First player to reach that number. Adam Lamphere doubles up again. Isaac Barron with jacks picks up a pot. He just cracks the 4 million chip mark. Let's see what else we've got here. A new feature table, and Mark Newhouse picked up some chips back off Vitaly Luntkin. So he goes to 6.46 million on that. Just taking a look here. Yeah, so that's pretty much all the hands that have come in off the break. So, Joe, let me put you in a position. Now you're at a guy with 10 million in chips, and knowing the statistics and the history, you have a pretty good shot at this point to at least make the November 9. But what would be, now that you're at that point? Do you have a goal in mind, or are you just just trying to do everything you can to hang on to it, or what are you thinking at that point?
Well, I think every day that you play this tournament, your first goal of the day is to make it through the day. But tonight, making it through the day will probably get you down to the final 27, 3 tables. He's got 10 million now, but there's going to be at least another 8 hours worth of play. So,
Right.
So he can't really just sit on a 10 million because it'll dwindle down. He still will have a healthy stack. Even if he were to go the entire rest of the day today, we're really not tangling, so to speak. He'll have a nice stack going into tomorrow, but he probably doesn't have enough right now to quote-unquote fold his way to the final table.
Right.
I don't think he has enough right now, and I don't think that would be an optimum play right now.
No, absolutely not.
You can't win the tournament today. You can position yourself pretty good today, especially if they are gonna play down. But I'll tell you what happened at Bill Cole's table, the table that you mentioned about, the one where they took a peek at the opponent's hole card, Bill Cole's card. They only played one orbit in 1 hour, so they played 8 hands in 1 hour. So, if that is the average, what's going on in there, I don't know how many hands he's got. Will they get down to 27 tonight if they're playing at that particular pace? Maybe not. Maybe they just play to 2 a.m. and come back tomorrow and play down all the way.
Well, they're not, and of course they're not going to be able to get away with that either, given the blinds are going to keep going up here. We're already at 25,000, 50,000, 5,000 ante, and of course.
But we got a full 2 hours of that now. It just started at that level right after the break. So.
Right. So now we're looking at levels coming up here. So we should be playing the rest of the day. We've got 5 levels total, so it'll be 4 more after that. The 30,000, 60,000, 40, 80, 5,100, and 6,120. So these guys there's no way they're going to be able to sit around and not play. They may be able to get through one more level, but that's going to be about it.
Okay, so to get back to your initial question, if I'm the chip leader currently with 10 million, if I am going to get involved in a pot, it's not going to be with another big stack.
No.
You know what? Even unless I have the absolute, if it gets checked down to the river, and they have the absolute nuts, then obviously not coming off the hand. But I'm not going to tangle with anything less than the premium starting hand. And once the flop comes, if I don't really hit much of the flop, I'm not going to get involved in a big stack because, you're this close to seeing a final table. And you can only win the 10 million if you get to the final table. So maybe that's your goal right now, is to survive to get to the final table. But how do you go about that without either being too passive or too aggressive?
Right.
Got to find something in the middle and maybe staying away from other big stacks. So if you're a small stack, you pretty much have a big target on your back right now because guys will call you trying to eliminate you and move up the ladder. But the other side of that coin is, as the small stack, you'll get called. So maybe you look for a nice premium hand and you will get called by inferior hands who have big stacks and are looking just to kind of get you out of the way, so to speak.
Yeah, and and of course table draw very important right now too. I do have the draws from the start of the day. I'm not sure how much those have changed too much. But the table where Mark Newhouse is, he's dealing with Luntkin. Clayton McGuire is at 2.4. You had Scott Maheen a little over $1 million, and then a bunch of short stacks there. Ann Van Wyn at 650, Chris Odell 455, Benjamin Gold 460. Christopher Graves was at 2.8 to start the day, and then Haugen, who's picked up some of the chips. But that's a great table for Mark Newhouse.
Yeah, but if you've only lost 5 players so far today,
yeah,
you're really not going to be much more table. There's not going to be. There wasn't any drastic table moves so far.
Yeah, I can see that table getting busted up pretty quick in terms of players dropping out with three really big, super short stacks there.
Yeah, well, in that particular case, but for the most part, I think the nine tables that are probably still in play here.
Yeah, I'm looking for. I'm trying to find the table that we have.
Is there 9 tables in play or 10?
9.
9, yeah.
Yeah, Karanen went in on this table with a short stack Chris Johnson. Jort Van Hoof was at 3.9. Gabe Paul, I believe he's out, was at 1.1. Matt Waxman, 3.125, and I guarantee you Karanen's probably going to stay away from him as much as possible. Felix Steven, 1.35. Luis Velador, 3.7. Sean Dempsey, 1.9. Stephen Bennett, 1.2. So with Karanen being at 10 million chips now, boy, he's got a great opportunity here, to clean a few of these guys that are, the million, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million and below. I mean, what a chance for him to really get to get to 20 million here pretty soon if he can keep it rolling. So good opportunity for him on this one. But he better stay away from Waxman.
Waxman's on a roll, huh?
Better stay away from Waxman. It could get ugly in there. All right, so that's let's see if we got any more updates, but that's pretty much where we stand at the moment. Of course, like I said, 1 level completed today already. We've got 5 levels to go. Unless they get down to 27, they might, they should stop at that point. But pretty interesting. Let me go back and get to the chip count numbers again, just see if anybody else has gone by the wayside. We'll swing that down, and yep, we do have a couple more eliminations. And well, they're at that table that I was talking about. Ann Van Wyn is now out. Benjamin Gold is out. So there's a couple of those down, and unfortunately, Kyle Bowker has been eliminated too. So look out. The big stacks are going to start chewing these guys up pretty quickly. Yeah.
Chomp,
there you go. Give me a little. Give me a little shark thing or something there. Umberto. No, he's not here.
Oh, I was gonna say. I looked around. I think he's back in San Jose.
Yeah, good for him.
Been there? You been to Costa Rica?
I've never been to Costa Rica. You been to Costa Rica?
Yes, I have. I will just tell you this: an interesting country.
So I've heard.
Interesting.
Trust me. I've heard.
I've been on both sides. I've been on the Pacific side and the, I guess the Atlantic side, Gulf of Mexico side. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, I've heard stories.
Mm-hmm. You would probably have a pretty good time there.
Would I?
I think you would.
Are you sure?
Oh, I know you would.
All right, fair enough.
There's a couple of late night joints there that Mark Hoke might not be able to get out of. Well, you might be able to get out of, but you'd have a good time in there while you're there. Yeah, I'm not going to mention the particular bar, but it's right across the street from the Horseshoe Casino.
Oh, well, that's convenient.
It's right across from the Horseshoe Casino.
Are they? Is it a comic book store? They have superheroes.
There's a couple of superheroes in there, but and they're in costume, so to speak.
Oh, okay. Are you talking about a brothel, sir?
No.
No, strip club?
No,
no,
it's a bar.
Just a bar.
Well, it's not a bar like a bar.
Okay.
Let's put it this way. If you like candy, it's like being a kid in a candy store.
Well, I like gummy bears.
And there's all sorts of candy to choose from.
Okay.
There's Colombian candy. There's Nicaraguan candy. Trust me, you will
like
not
saltwater taffy.
Saltwater taffy is kind of chewy, it's kind of sometimes it sticks to the top of your mouth. I hope nothing sticks to the top of your mouth at this place.
Okay, fair enough.
You might not be able to get back in the country.
Oh my God. This is what happens when there's idle time here at the World Series
A
of
trip
Poker.
to San Jose should be in Mark Hoke's
Oh,
future.
you mean Costa Rica?
Well, San Jose, Costa Rica.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, I don't mean
All
San
right.
Jose, California.
Oh, all right.
No, San Jose, Costa Rica.
Okay, I'm not up on my Costa Rican
Okay.
geography, so. Karenin has actually lost a couple of chips. He's gone down to a whole whopping 9,950,000.
Oh,
So the 10 million chip tease is gone again.
okay.
Scott Palmer 8 million. Bruno Politano.
He probably just posted a
7.3.
big blind.
Yeah, probably.
50,000.
Yeah, pretty much. Newhouse still at 6.4. Lee Force 6.2. Dan Sindelar 6.2. Dan Smith 6 million. Those are your guys with the 6 million chip mark. Well, this is interesting because we're seeing a lot of guys really bouncing up this level. Big drops. Dong Guo, was leading the Canadian contingency, but he's dropped $1 million here recently. Kyung Cha out of Manhattan Beach, California, 940,000 down. We also have Daniel Wilson dropping $500,000, as did Clayton Ham, and Clayton Ham was up there in the top group there for a while, but he is now fallen down to 1.7. Jason Weber down 2.7 million on this level, this recent level, down to 1.3. That's got to hurt. Your friend Bill Cole down 465,000.
Oh, that's not good. He started the day with over, I think, 2 mil, right?
Yep, he's down to 1.185. Hey, there's Ryan Teppin, everybody. Look at this guy. We gotta get Ryan on the show.
Yeah, 2.0.
We gotta get Ryan on the
little
show.
A little tick over 2 million.
Look at this freaking guy.
He's double fisted.
Can we bring him in here?
Sure can.
We got to bring him in here. Ryan, get in here. And I'd like you to put your assemblage of drinks up here on the big board, too.
He's hydrating.
Yeah, he's hydrating already. He's going to be dehydrated by the time this is all over. Let's say hi to Run Good Gear Pro, Ryan Teppin, who joined us on the KLEV show. Did you have a good time on the show?
Oh, it's an awesome time.
Isn't that great coming into the studio?
Oh, it's so much fun.
It's a blast, isn't it?
Yeah, totally.
So let's. This is what happens when you bust out of the World Series of Poker main event. Let's start with the small stuff. There we got. What do we have? We got a can over there.
This is sugar-free Red Bull that I mixed with blueberry Stoli vodka.
Really?
Yeah, that's correct.
God, you kids come up with the craziest stuff.
I mean, sometimes you want something delicious and something that'll.
Here, let's slip that in the camera here because we got to get that. Okay, so we got the Red Bull and blueberry Stoli.
Yep.
Diet blueberry Stoli.
Yeah, sugar-free. Yep.
That's ridiculous.
You got to wash your finger.
Oh, I can see you do that all the time. All right, and then also here on the side, not only do we have this, and I hope I'm getting an endorsement deal out of this at some point. We'll be nice and share the Red Bull, and then we have Bud Light and Clamato.
Yeah, this is
what the hell is that?
It's a really good starter drink. It's kind of like a bloody beer. It's like tomato juice with beer, and then it has some spices and stuff. But
a bloody beer.
It's really good in the morning if you need something to kick off your day.
Wow. This is pretty nuts. So, well, Ryan, I'd like to congratulate you on a nice assemblage of booze.
Thank you.
That's great. So what brought you to the building today? What's going on?
Sweating some pieces. Have a little bit of Brian Devonshire.
Oh, do you? Oh, that's not a bad piece to have.
Yeah, I know. And then Lee Force. So.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, so that's going to pep up your World Series a little bit.
Yeah. It makes you feel a little bit better after you bust the main. You're like, oh, wait, I still have action. So
That's good. Of course, you had a great run here in the main event, too. Tell everybody a little bit about that, how deep you went and so on.
I think I busted like 600, 620, something like that. Like min cash in the money. Grinding pretty hard the last probably 6 hours of the tournament. Well, at least of my tournament. And just to, stay above, the danger zone, even though I was pretty much in it the whole way.
Yeah.
But, it's really important with ICM to, get into the money in certain spots, even though, like, this tournament's very top-heavy. So it's not quite as important, but to me, like, the 18,000 was a pretty big deal.
Well, and obviously it's always a feather than a cap to say that you cashed the main event. I mean, even if it is a min cash, I mean, still it's an amazing effort, and especially getting through how you did because you were scrapping the whole way. I mean, I'm watching chip counts and it's like, oh my God, he's just hanging on, and to do that for 4 days, that had to hurt.
Yeah, it's tough. Like I finally got chips on day 3. I got it up to like 190, almost 200, and then I just went stone cold card dead, like where I played 3 hands in 2 hours, and then I played 3 hands the next 2 hours.
Wow.
And I'm a pretty aggressive player, so I like to open up a lot, and to only play 3 hands is it's kind of hurt.
Yeah, it's amazing how this structure really changes your play, especially for an aggressive player like yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but so you got Devo, you got Leaf Force in there. How do you like their chances right now? I mean, this is getting pretty interesting for both of these guys.
Yeah, I love both their chances. Leaf, normally never has chips, so like him, like as nitty as he is, as good as he plays, I really like his chances. And then Devo, like obviously is just a really, really good poker player, like great at reading people, great at bet sizing and stack sizes and understanding like all the nuances that go into the game. So I like both of their chances, and pulling for them extra hard.
No doubt. Wouldn't you freak if one of them won this thing?
I would. I
won't ask you how much. I won't ask you how much you have, but that could be a nice chunk of change for you.
Yeah, I'll be doing a little bit more drinking.
Yeah. No doubt about that. And Devo right now is at 3.83 million, listed in 18th place. Leaf Force listed in 5th at 6.25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sexy, isn't it?
Yeah. If I had a piece of me there. So, of course, hey, you guys at Run Good Gear, had a great World Series this year. And of course, hanging out at the Run Good Gear booth, lounge, we had an awesome time in here. So your reflections about the team coming in here too.
Oh, I loved everything about it. I think we did a pretty good job. I mean, I didn't really show very well in the prelims, but it's a really great thing, the World Series of Poker here in Vegas. And then like when you get a great group of guys together and all pulling for each other, and in a little bit of competitiveness, little team bets against each other, it just becomes a lot of fun, and it kind of like keeps that competitive spirit even higher and like takes you to another level. So I loved it. I'm looking forward to these Run Good tournaments that are coming up in Tulsa and in Joplin, Missouri, and I really looking forward to those. It's just a lot of fun getting together with such a great group of guys.
Yeah, of course. September 3rd through the 7th, I believe, is the next one coming up.
Yep.
If I'm correct, I've actually got the little. It's right there.
Yeah, it's a
little out of my reach, but
the Hard Rock in Tulsa, September 3rd through the 7th. I think it's capped off with a 1K main event.
Yeah, yep. And I'm sure there's going to be some of these flying around.
Just a few.
Just a few.
Just a few.
Oh, my God. Yeah, so let's see. I don't know if we got any more eliminations here yet or not. I want to take a fast look real quick. But, of course, the cameras are kind of looming out here. And whenever the cameras are in the hallway, that means something's going on, either goofy or bad.
Yeah.
It's never anything really in between there. No, not at the moment. Looks like we're still down to 70 here. Kyle Bowker went out, and that's kind of a shame. I'm sure you know Kyle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's our next pay jump? It said 72, right?
Let me look. That's a hell of a good question. I should have been referring to that earlier, but I did not. So thanks, Ryan Tevin. You got me kind of caught there. Next pay jump. Yeah, 72nd was the next pay jump. So we're at 70 right now. So everybody's got a 6-figure score here in the main event at this point.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's hard to get those 6-figure scores.
Yeah, it's not the easiest thing to do, especially in this tournament. How about Mark Newhouse, by the way? Came in chip leader here, of course, was in the November 9 last year, and is contending to do it again. I mean, being a professional and dealing with this circuit every day and seeing how hard it is just to get through small tournaments all the time, to potentially do this twice.
It's an amazing accomplishment. Obviously he's an amazing player, so you have to give him all the credit in the world. But he's got to take some really good Run Good too.
It's incomprehensible to do that twice
it's crazy.
In the modern era.
To go through 6,000 plus fields. Like whenever Dan Harrington did it, he did like with an 800 player field and like a 2,200 player field. So.
Yeah.
Like, still, that was awesome. But, like, this, like, if he can make back-to-back final tables in 6,000 plus fields, that would be unheard of.
Absolutely. And given, your professional experience, what kind of an edge does that give him? I mean, because, you're out there all the time, so you guys see, all the extra things that go on the side. How important getting a back-to-back and having that experience coming into the final table again, would that be?
Oh, it's huge because, like, I mean, you've been there. They haven't, like, for at least probably the other 8, usually. To know, like, what it's like to be there, be in front of the cameras and everybody, like, all the huge crowd surrounding you, you know, like, what's going through at least your mind and probably what a lot of your opponents' mind at the previous tournament. So you can use that, you know, as to your advantage. And you can see it in other players, like, when they're, you know, just happy to be there or, like, whether they're playing to win. And, like, you just kind of use that just like you would at any other poker tournament.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so many players get overwhelmed when they make this November 9. And, you know, Mark will have gone through all the media pressure, will have gone through all the preparation, you know, knowing what he did right and what he did wrong the last time around. And just the fact that, you know, hey, I've been here, you know, I can not worry about all this stuff and kind of relax a little bit to a point.
Very true. But it might be sort of a double-edged sword now that I think about it. Like, he might now not only have to study his opponents, but he probably has to study himself too, and, like, things that they will be looking at because they got all this footage on him.
That is a good point.
So he's actually going to have to watch himself and see, like, if he made any mistakes or any tells that he gave off and try to, like, you know, perfect those or use them as reverse tells.
How much do you think that preparation should be? I mean, because we've seen a lot of guys, you know, go out and get extra coaches, you know, and be running simulations for weeks on end. And is there a point where that preparation becomes overkill a little bit, where you maybe outthinking the room?
I think so. Like, I mean, when you play 7 or 8 days of your poker, and then, you know, you get these 3 months off, and then you get coaching, like, it's not what you were doing to get there. You know, you're changing your game, which I don't think is necessarily a good thing. But watching video on other players and, like, learning things, I think that's great. Like, that was something that my friend Dutch Boyd told me, like, it's so important, is just researching your day 2, day 3, day 4 tables and knowing everything about every player. I mean, he knew these people's backgrounds, like what they did in high school. Is crazy how much research Dutch would do on these people. I mean, he was really good with Google, but it was awesome. Like, I mean, he could relate to the players. He knew what they were, you know, where they've been. So I think that really helps out a lot.
Yeah, see, I don't know if I mean, you know, I coached for 20 years, and I know that you can over-prepare a team. I mean, it's a fact that if you put too much into it, you know, it almost actually makes you feel like, wow, you know, I didn't, you know, maybe I wasn't good enough here, because, you know, all of a sudden you're finding this flaw, that flaw, this flaw, and, you know, you were just playing your game to get there. And I think I agree with you that the preparation should probably be more concentrated on learning about others than really, you know, if you have some leaks, obviously, you know, they're obvious, then clean them up. But you don't want to turn everything upside down. I think Jesse Sylvia had, you know, may have run into that a little bit with Vanessa Selps, because I know Jesse told me, for example, that, you know, she's just such on a level that everybody else isn't at, and, you know, you're trying to take your game there, and all of a sudden, you know, your game gets twisted a little bit.
That's like too extreme. Like, I mean, it would be very hard for her to coach another player, because what goes through her mind, not very many people can comprehend. Mm-hmm. And whenever you do that, you sort of, like, start to get too creative, and then you lose touch of, like, what you're supposed to, like, what you've been doing to get there. So
yeah, the KISS method sometimes works best. Keep it simple, stupid.
I like that.
There you go. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Ryan. And before I let you roll in, because I know you want to watch the guys and get hammered here, but I want to thank you for being such a great companion over here with the Run Good Gear team. It was a blast having you around this World Series. Really had a great time.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much. Got a nice T-shirt.
Yeah.
And I appreciate everything. Always good to have someone else to talk to. You know, whenever you can't find a friend on break or whatever, whether they're not in the tournament or they're doing other things. But really appreciate everything you did for me and for Run Good as well.
All right. Well, buddy, good luck, and enjoy those sweats and enjoy those drinks.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too. All right, there you go. Brian Teppett stopping in. Team Run Good Gear. Oh, look at those booze. Look at all that booze. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that is That is something else. All right, let's take a break, and we'll find, I think Joe is in the sweating his buddy. So we're going to step back, take another commercial break, and we'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. We're live from the World Series of Poker. Main event is day 6 today, and you're going to get interviews like that the rest of the way because we have so much fun with this because now everybody can just cut loose and have a good time for the most part that's not in the tournament, and we'll, of course, try to grab some of the players that are in there as well. So let's take a break, and we'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show live from the WSOP. Stick around.
RunGoodGear.com is one of poker's premier online stores for apparel. Their mission is to provide poker players with stylish and comfortable clothes for their daily grind. You've probably seen Run Good Gear at the World Series of Poker through Run Good Poker Pro Rob Salaburo or around the country through the WSOP circuit. Today, RunGoodGear.com is the place to go to gear up for the poker fell. So go there now with the promo code HOKE. That's HOKE for 10% off your entire online purchase. Remember Hoke. Now go gear up.
When it comes to custom poker tables, why would you buy something someone else designed and even named for their sales or marketing purposes?
The Nighthawk, the Gambler, the Big Slick, the Nuts.
Sure, you can customize it if you want, as long as you choose between black, red, or even green cloth, but that's about it. When you choose to play off tilt, it's not just another table, it's your table. The same price gets you a fully custom designed table that reflects your style and game. Off tilt makes it easy to design a truly one-of-a-kind custom poker table that'll give you home table advantage. Sure, Off Tilt could name their tables for marketing purposes, but why? It's not ours. We don't play on it. And to be honest, there are over 1,000 named Off Tilt tables worldwide, including the WSOP, the Deep Stacks Poker Tour, the Jonathan Papelbon, as well as Julie's, Chris's, Scott's, Amber's, Tristan's, just to name a few. So let us add your name to the list and deliver a truly custom-crafted, furniture-quality poker table worthy of your game. Visit www.offtiltpokertables.com or call Brian Knott today at 262-490-3812. We'll show you why Off Tilt is the only way to play.
Sports bettors, tired of getting beat every week at your sportsbook? It's time to stop guessing and start winning. We all know cash is king, and it's time to let the team at Double Digit Covers come to the rescue to help you get the positive cash flow you need to live the life you've always dreamed about. Tony Dos and his all-star sports handicapping team will be in your corner to help you beat the point spread, bring excitement and winning to your betting experience, and build your bankroll to levels you never thought possible. Get free winning sports information at doubledigitcovers.com. Stop guessing and start winning today at doubledigitcovers.com.
Call now for today's free winner. 1-855-489-2700. That's 1-855-489-2700.
At Team Poker Joker, we build innovative, high-performance, poker-focused apparel designed to keep you cool and calm in tough situations. Wait, no we don't. We've just got a cool brand representing the suits of this beautiful game called poker. Our gear won't make you better, but it will keep a smile on your face. So don't be so serious and show you know how to have fun. Get your Poker Joker gear today at TeamPokerJoker.com. Grin and win today at TeamPokerJoker.com.
9 poker players on a dramatic path to glory with unbelievable twists and turns that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It's the Final 9 comic from Room 110 Publishing. Go to final9comic.com to download the first issue preview and get ready for the official launch coming soon. 9 will become 1, one way or another. Final9comic.com. And for more details, make sure to follow them on Twitter and like them on Facebook at Final 9 Comic.
The heat is on. Whether you're in the hot seat of a major poker tournament or just dealing with everyday life, stay cool with a brand new Arctic Blue cooling towel. Just wet your reusable and durable Arctic Blue cooling towel in cold water and you'll have instant cooling relief at your fingertips for up to 5 hours. The towel is lightweight and pliable, so you can keep it handy no matter where you are. Plus, it's absorbent enough to make sure you and your clothes stay dry while you stay cool. No need to sweat it out, no matter what you're doing when you have an Arctic Blue cooling towel handy. So get the same cooling towel used by professional athletes, poker players, first responders, physical therapists, U.S. automakers, and even reality TV stars. So what are you waiting for? Visit them today at ArcticBLU.com and pick yours up today. Plus, enter the discount code Mark Hoke Show when you check out and get 15% off plus free shipping to keep some of your cold hard cash in your wallet. It's like the Arctic Blue Bear says, it's not cool to be hot. So pick up your Arctic Blue cooling towel today.
Poker players, it's time to check out DeegePoker.com. Deej Poker is the unique and clever choice for a new generation of true grinders. Representing the full spectrum of poker players from the novice to the world champion, a true Deej player gives their heart and soul for countless hours at the tables to be the best. And Deej Poker apparel shows everyone who you really are on and off the felt. So join the new generation at DeegePoker.com. That's DEEG Poker.com. Deej Poker, the world's newest poker apparel store.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
This is the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
I just wanted to flash everybody. Hey, we are back live here at the World Series of Poker main event. And Joe Payne sweating his buddy in there still. And we'll get him out here in just a little bit and say hi. But, thanks to Ryan Tevin stopping over. Of course, we're already rolling up the fun guests. Get ready for tomorrow. And got to tell you, it's going to be an amazing day. We start our broadcast at 11:30 a.m. And we don't stop until they stop, and then some. Because, of course, we'll try and get some post-game interviews as these players still continue. That will be continuing their quest in the November 9. But, of course, we want to thank Vin Narayan for stopping by. We do appreciate that as well. And, we'll keep you updated on what's going on. But I'll tell you what, it is a stark contrast to some moments here at the World Series. Here in the Rio, it is quiet. We're seeing a lot of ESPN staffers flying around, a few friends making their way in and out of the room. But honestly, that's about it. I mean, of course, we're under, we're at 70-ish players right now. And, that means that's about it. Hey, Andrew Feldman on his great Twitter, A. Feldman ESPN, giving some props to Kyle Bowker, who's had some great main event runs, 37th in 06, 230th in 09, in 2010, 737, 2012, 84th, and 2014, 71st. So, and we just have 7 bracelet winners left in the field, at least according to Andrew Feldman. So, we'll double check. I know some of those guys, but so 7 players who have been there before, at least in WSOP bracelet land, trying to get the big one. Apparently, and now the Twitter is, I'm going to lose everything that I had on Twitter because somebody actually scored in the World Cup. Yahoo! That's exciting. I wonder who it was. I don't really feel like looking, but I guess I kind of have to. Oh my goodness, World Cup final. Let's see. I wonder if I can catch the. I'm looking at some tweets here. I don't know. I guess I should. All right, I'll go to ESPN. I don't want to do it, but I will do it. The World Cup final is going on. That Americans once again do not care about. The Germans have scored. They lead 1-0. 1-0. So Germany trying to win after their squashing of Brazil, trying to win another World Cup. That's great. Back to poker. Man, it's just eerie quiet in here right now. Eerie quiet. Because, of course, we know something big is going to be happening soon as we are just a few players away from the November 9. It gets closer and closer every minute. And let's take a look at your updated chip counts. We'll run down the field here for you. Also pull some updates if we can. Give me one moment, and we will take care of that. Has reset it. And by the way, Casino Examiner in the Ustream chat box. And by the way, you can join us with a Ustream name. Just go to ustream.tv, get a username real quick, and hop in there. We'd certainly appreciate it. Casino Examiner saying to be young again. The guests slamming down beers and hard drinks with a Red Bull chaser. You betcha. I don't know if I could do that anymore. Mark Newhouse. Looks like he got clipped a little bit ago. Let's take a look-see here and see where that trouble came in. And that is, well, how about that? We got Joe's buddy, William Cole, getting it done as he doubles up through Mark Newhouse. Wow, this is getting volatile in there. Newhouse had another one. We had an elimination there. And it looks like, William Cole has gotten him twice. So William Cole is putting the heat on Mark Newhouse. How about that? So Cole, actually, who we gave a Mark Hoke Show t-shirt to a while ago, looking pretty good right now. As he's now doubled up 2 times here. And, of course, we had an elimination. 70th place, Michael Stembera is out. He is eliminated by Aaron Kaiser. Jacks against Queens, not good enough, and that will send Michael Stembera to the rail in 70th place, $103,025. Chanrasi Kuhn has also been eliminated. He is out in 69th. Kuhn being eliminated by Felix Stevenson. Stevenson goes to $2.6 million. Kuhn was in with a Queen 6 or a Queen Jack of Hearts against, I'm assuming that would be an Ace King. Stevenson hitting Broadway and on the river, and that takes care of him. Of course, Kuhn, a former Party Poker World Poker Tour Barcelona main event champion, and we saw him up at the VIP poker room as well when we had the show up there a while back. Chanrasi Kuhn is out in 69th place. Brian Roberts has hits aces and doubles up, so he picks off some chips from Clayton Ham and Brian Hastings. Kyle Karanin got doubled through Chris Johnson. So Chris Johnson with Ace King against Jack 9 has picked up some chips, and Kyle Karanin falls down a little bit more. Cole had once again had a big hand, another hand against Newhouse. Ace Queen against Ace King of Hearts, and Cole holds, so he doubles up again. Let's see, Robert Park goes to $4.5 million. Jason Weber picks up some chips on Aaron Kaiser. He goes to $1.9. Matt Waxman also tangling with Karanin, and Waxman had lost some chips. So he bounces back up to $2.8 million. Oh, my goodness. Tony Roberto has fallen to $725,000. Isaac Barron picking up some extra chips. Newhouse comes back in another hand with William Cole. These guys are tangling like crazy in there. No wonder Joe's hanging out in there watching it. I don't blame him. So William Cole and Mark Newhouse, apparently the big feud here at the World Series Day 6. Unbelievable. So let's go back and take a look at your chip counts here. Man, it's so quiet out here. It's unreal. Karanin, still your chip leader, but he had cracked 10 million, but goes back down to 8.4. Still holding on to the chip lead. Scott Palmer is a little over 8 million. Bruno Politano, 7.3. Leaf Force, 6.25. Dan Sindelar, 6.225. Dan Smith, 6 million. So now only 6 players over the 6 million chip mark. And Donnie Larabi out of Spain at 5,545,000. Iron Lightborn at 5,115,000. So only 2 other players over the 5 million chip mark. As Mark Newhouse takes that big tumble, of course, once again started the day at 7.4. He is now down to 4.89. Vladimir Bozinovic at 4.8. Isaac Barron, 4.8. Graves also at a 4.8. And, we saw your buddy Cole. Yeah, we saw the hand you just texted me there.
He's on the
he is tangling in there. How about this? He is not holding back against Mr. Karanin.
He raised, and he got 3-bet. He 4-bet, push, call, all in. He got it in pretty good. Ace King against Ace Queen, and he survived. He's up over 2.1 now.
I believe he has one of my shirts, by the way. I think I gave him one the other day.
Did you really?
Yeah. If not, I'll double check, but we'll make sure he's
Yeah,
got one.
we can, and I can assure you we can get him on the show.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. I think he might be the oldest guy left in the tournament, too, by the way.
That is, I'm going to tell you what.
72 years old.
That takes some guts to tangle with a guy that's got, 10 million in chips and, looking pretty solid. And, he's taken a couple chunks out of him now.
Yeah. Yep, and he was fortunate enough to be put on the feature table because of the gentleman with the big stack. Obviously, they weren't there. And that hand will probably be shown.
Probably.
And Bill come over to the rail and was high-fiving us, so I might get some ESPN airtime, baby.
Yeah, so how high were the fives, by the way? I mean, he is 72. We got to...
He got him up pretty high.
Okay. It's amazing how you find your youth and excitement. It's amazing. Unbelievable.
He's having a ball. I spoke to him quickly on the break, and he's just, he's having a ball.
Yeah, but some other players aren't as... we are down to 68 now here in the main event. And, of course, we mentioned Chan Rassi-Kun out, Michael Stembera out, Kyle Bowker is out.
And the players going out now are breaking the 100,000 mark as far as paydays.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're 103,000 or 102, something to that effect.
That's not bad.
Not a bad payday.
Yeah, how about Ryan Teppen there, by the way? He's got a piece of Devo and he's got a piece of Leif.
Oh, he's got two pieces of two players that are this deep? Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
That's gonna pep his summer up a little bit, huh?
He's got 200,000 locked up right now. Anyway, a little over 200,000. I don't know how big of a piece he has though.
Jeez, he's got a couple, 5% of each.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Bill's got a couple pieces out. Unfortunately, I don't have any of them, but I'm rooting for him real hard though.
Yeah. So that's where it stands right now. Once again, your top 10 are. I'm sorry. I think I just did this. You distracted me here, Joe.
Sorry.
But I'll refresh it here real fast. But Kyle Coran is still in the lead, but down to 8.4 million.
Wonder where those chips went from. Went
yeah,
to.
There you go. Your buddy, your pal.
My buddy got him. I'll hopefully get him a couple more times too.
That would be unbelievable to be the first guy to crack 10 million and then go poof.
Oh wow! I don't.
Of course, he had the day 5 collapse a while back, and now. The possibility of a day 6 collapse would be tremendous.
Do you think that comes into his mind? Do you think he thinks about that?
I haven't coached for a long time. I don't think that you can't not help but think about it for a second. But I mean, the key is, how quickly are you able to put that out of your head and move on? I think, he's still the chip leader in the main event, so you can't really flip out too much about that. But if he gets down to 6 or 5, if he gets clipped 1 or 2 more times in the next hour or two, that's going to affect any of us.
Well, I think
but
he felt,
especially especially a guy that ran in, had the difficulties he did last year.
Yeah, well, I guess he felt Bill had just about 1 million in chips, 1.2, I think, and he had 10. And I guess he figured Ace Queen was good enough. But I think when you push with Ace Queen, you're basically saying, I'm going to win this flip, because that's probably what you're getting into here. And he was actually, when they turned the cards over, I think Bill was probably close to a 75 to 80% favorite, Ace King against Ace Queen. And but he wants to gamble, Kyle.
I don't know if I'd want to gamble at that point. I may gamble once, but I don't think I'm going to gamble twice.
Yeah, he might think about pushing again with Ace Queen.
Yeah.
Obviously when Bill pushed back on him, he got to know that maybe my Ace Queen is not good here.
Yeah.
Bill's an older guy, and the older guys have a reputation of
being tight,
being a knit, so to speak, playing solid hands. And Bill raise, you raise your back. I'm like, you really think your Ace Queen is good here?
Yeah.
And I believe it wasn't even Ace Queen suited. It was it was off suit.
Yeah.
So not that
that
everybody gets into this big thing about it was suited, but we're talking about decimal points here. That's how much the suited cards are worth.
Yeah, so probably a bad decision on Crannon's part there, but Bill Cole.
We're all screaming for a deuce on the river. Deuce!
Don't get greedy.
Black deuce!
Don't get greedy, you guys.
Well, what else did you want to scream for? We didn't want to scream for a queen.
Well, like a 7.
Okay, well, the deuce
scream
was
for a 7.
The deuce was the safer card, but 3 was the safe card.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, so
we'll forgive you. You guys, you're still learning in there.
I still would have liked to have seen a king on the flop. Just to
that does
kind
bring
of settle
joy.
things down a little bit, you know.
All right, so let me get one more check here real quick. Yeah, not a lot of updates to the chip counts at this point. Let me see if any more updates have come in.
Things are moving. Actually, at the ESPN table, things are the hands are getting out at a quicker pace than they were at Bill's first table this morning, where they were playing at a snail's pace.
All right, and Mark Newhouse is now back over 6 million.
Okay.
So Newhouse trying to rebound a little bit, goes back to 6.1.
Yeah, he started the day with about 7.5, I think. So.
Yep, and he got into a little hand with William Cole and Chris Graves.
Bill Cole, that name keeps on popping up, huh?
Cole got out of the way, but Graves did not, and Newhouse picks up a pot on that one. Brian Hastings picks up a few chips as he went all in against Jason Weber and gets out of it. But we have lost Stephen Bennett, has been eliminated in 67th place. He wins $103,025. Sean Dempsey raised to 125. Bennett calls from the big blind, queen 8 on the flop. Dempsey fires for 165. Bennett calls, 7 of clubs on the turn. Bet of 250 from Dempsey. Bennett calls again. Jack on the river. Dempsey bets 790. Bennett takes about 20 seconds, makes the call with Jack 8, but it was not good enough as Dempsey had Queen Jack for a full house. So second pair, not good compared to a full house. Well, that's a tough one to make there too in that spot. What a way to go down when somebody flips over a full house on you when you had second pair.
Right.
That's a little rough.
So how many plays are they down to right now?
66 remain.
Okay.
Here in the main event. 66 players. Let's see what any adjustments on this counts, but yeah. So once again, a very volatile morning here. We've just seen so much of this. Actually, it was funny though. We were commenting how things were moving really fast yesterday, but some stats were put up that showed that actually it wasn't. It was actually a little bit slower than the last few years, on day 5, which was kind of interesting for me to see. They had actually eliminated a few less players, but it sure seems like it's going pretty quick in there to me. I don't know. Let's see. Yep. So once again, 66 players. That puts David Yingling on the short stack at 710, Matt Haugen 720, Scott Maheen 775, Maximilian Senef 885. Yeah. So we've got right around the million chip and lower. We've still got 10 players. Yep, 10 players that are in a little bit of trouble, and it looks like we could have. We got a couple other people heading out the door here.
Isn't that Mizrachi?
Who?
Mizrachi, was that
No,
what he was
no.
on? No?
No,
I thought
it was
that was
not.
him on the left.
No. Good try, though.
I thought it was. Looked like him.
All right. So once again, down to 66 players remaining here at the World Series of Poker main event. Looking for that November 9 coming up tomorrow. Boy, I can't wait. Hours and hours of coverage. Are you excited, Joe?
I'm excited that you're going to be having me running around here like a little dog tomorrow.
Well, we can all take turns.
We'll do okay. We'll work out a system where we can get almost instantaneous updates as to what's going on. We haven't figured out whether we're going to do it via a text or one of us running back and forth.
You can just call on Skype, too. You can just dial up the phone.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
A live report.
Yeah, you betcha. We've got that capability.
We do.
I think we should have that blonde massage girl taking care of us.
When you say taking care of us.
No, just massages.
Okay.
They actually had a few girls thrown out for going a little too far after hours.
No,
from what I heard.
Stop.
No, that's what I was told.
The massage girls?
Yeah, there were apparently a couple that were trying to take advantage of the situation. That's the rumor that I was. Well, it's not a rumor
or
not a rumor.
Truth.
Truth.
Wow. But who would complain about it?
I don't know who would say anything.
Oh my God,
dude! Especially if it was early in the World Series. I mean, if you got the extra treatment, man, I wouldn't be saying a peep. They're like, yeah, I got 7 weeks of this. Woo!
So the girls were
a couple, just a couple rogue because
enhancing were they enhancing their massages?
Adding to the services.
Adding to the services.
Yes. Apparently something not on the menu.
Well, obviously it was on the
Yeah,
menu.
it wasn't on the big massage board over there. I can tell you that.
The last or the bottom. More available. Ask for details.
No, these guys. I got to tell you, the massage team has been great here at the World Series. I got to thank Heather for taking good care of me.
Back to that again, huh?
No, she didn't. No, I got massages. Came to the booth, gave me some quick rub downs.
Quick rub downs.
For fuck's sake, Joe. Now I have to defend Heather's honor.
I'm not. No, you don't.
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Well, the way you worded it with with your little your little tones in your voice to suggest you're leading others to suggest that you had a very enjoyable experience.
The massages were awesome. They were off the hook.
They were off the hook, or they weren't off the hook.
They were off the hook. Elimination. We have another player down. Chad Eveslage has been eliminated out of Ramsey, Indiana. He goes down. He is the 66th player.
Wow.
So he will finish 66th here at the World Series of Poker main event. So we have lost another one here at the WSOP main event. So 65 remain now. Playing for that $10 million. That's pretty cool. Oh, wow. And Matt Waxman got in a battle here with Kyle Karanen.
Oh.
And it got kind of nasty. Waxman on the wrong end of it.
You said that Karen should be worried about getting involved with Waxman.
Well, he
obviously didn't come true.
He should have, because this was a crazy hand. Waxman opens to 100,000. Karanen 3-bets to 350. Waxman re-raises to 700,000. Karanen goes over the top, putting Waxman all in. Waxman apparently took a few minutes and then let it go. And that puts Karanen back up to 9,225,000. So Waxy takes
more chips to give to Bill Cole.
Yeah, so Waxy loses about a quarter of his stack on that one and goes down to 2 million.
Wow.
Boy, I'd love to know what Waxman had on that.
What's your guess there?
Oh God, it's hard to say. Maybe he had jacks or tens or something.
Was Waxman on the button there, or do we know?
Waxman middle position.
Middle position.
And Karanen was in the small blind. So.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, Crane could have just had a monster in a small blind there.
Yep. William Tonking is the one that eliminated Mr. Yves Slodge. All in from the big blind for 675. Going over the top of Tonking in middle position. I would bet 105. Tonking makes the call, and it is jacks. I'm against tens.
Oh, wow. That's sad.
Wait, no, I don't know. Actually, I don't know if it was tens there.
Jacks against tens is...
it doesn't look like it's tens. There's a card missing, but from the read, it would not indicate he had tens. Jacks against tens something.
Oh,
tens something would be the answer.
Ace 10?
Yeah, the vacancy is usually an ace. So
ace
guessing
10?
at ace 10. 10, king 8, so he did pick up the tens, but 3-5 turn and river, and...
So the jacks held up,
so
which
jacks
is
hold.
unusual.
Jacks hold. How many times did jacks hold?
Not often.
2? Maybe this whole World Series, 2?
No, they hold up a lot more than that.
No, I never double holding.
There you go. I've had jacks hold up.
I won 2 big pots with jacks in the main event.
Yeah. So how'd that work out for you?
I'm right here, right now.
You are, but but you made day 2.
I did make day 2.
Huge victory for you, Joe.
Yeah. My first goal was to make the first level.
Yeah.
you progress on. Yeah, day 2 is kind of exciting. And I won the very first hand I played in day 2 to get it up to like 52,000, so it was kind of sweet.
And apparently Jason Weber and Brian Hastings are having some fun. They've now traded hands here. This one goes to Weber. So Weber will pick up a few chips, goes back to 1,725,000. Yeah, so that's kind of where things are right now. Let me go one more time to the old chip counteronies.
Well, do we know what the average chip count is right now?
Not off the top of my head, but it's on the big board right around the corner there, so we can probably get to that. But we're going to be wrapping this day show up here in just a couple of minutes. So Kyle Karanen back to 9,225,000. Scott Palmer continues to just not make a ton of noise in there, but he's at 8 million. So Scott Palmer looking good. Bruno Politano 7.3. Vladimir Boznovic 6.4. Leaf Force, 6.25. Dan Sindelar, 6.225. Mark Newhouse back up in the top 10, 6,140,000. And Donny Larabe has been just hanging around, as the kids like to say. 6,100,000. Dan Smith, 6,030,000. And Iron Lightbourne. That guy's got to be. It's got to be an Irish name. That has to be Irish or Scottish. Iron Lightbourne. It's IARON.
Would you say the biggest name left in the field right now is Newhouse? Only because of him making the final table last year?
I'd still say Dan Smith is a bigger name.
Really?
Than Newhouse, yeah.
Even though Newhouse was at the final table last year?
Yeah, I got to take Dan Smith.
Wow. Dan started the day with, what, about $6 million in chips? What has he got now? Do we know?
He's at 6,030,000.
Okay, so pretty much.
Yeah, what did he start at here? It's actually
6.2,
on the
I
chart.
think.
5.3.
Oh, 5.3. Okay, so he's up a little bit. He's trending up.
He is trending upward, as you would expect him to do.
Which is always good to do.
Martin Jacobson, still, day one leader, still in there, 3.8. Devon Shire, 3.83. So, this is going to be one hell of a finish. Eddie Sabat, by the way, still in there at 2.85.
So, are you picking Dan Smith to make the final table?
I think he's got a very good opportunity.
The hesitation is, here comes another Joe Payne bet.
Yeah. I would think he's got a very good opportunity.
Okay.
I'm not going to make the pick yet.
You're not going to make the pick
I'm not going to make the pick yet.
Okay, how about this? You want to make a pick when we get down to 27?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely when we get down to 27. Okay. We'll see where everybody's at. All right. So,
and how is the chip count going to affect your picking?
I'm sure it's going to affect it a lot.
Okay.
What do you want to cover up the chip? What do you want to do? Do you want to just give me the list of names? Do I get double or do I get a double bet if I get the list of names?
No, you're not going to name.
So I get a $2. So I get a $2 bet if I look at the names, and then I'll take a $1 bet when I see the chip counts.
Yeah, just if I show you, but the list will probably show you is probably going to go in numerical order. So even if I show you a list,
maybe you could write it down.
Yeah, that's
just make an alphabetical list.
For what I get paid to do this show, that's too much work.
I'll tell you.
If you pay a little more, I may take the time to.
I'll throw in a nickel.
Yeah. Wow, got a big raise there.
That's huge. That's huge.
Okay.
All right. So I think we're going to wrap up the afternoon show here, and we're going to be back once again tonight at 6:30 p.m. And
you will be back. I will not, unless
right.
My friend Bill is still at the ESPN table.
There you go. Kara Scott may be joining us tonight.
Actually,
pretty good shot.
These are two of my buddies at Bill's. Hey, Spencer's Bill still over $2 million? 2.9.
Wow.
There's another Bill Cole update. 2.9.
Nice. We got the insider on that.
I'm going right to as the people call it, the blue stage.
Yes.
Heading over to the blue room.
Very good.
Isn't that funny when we first got asked that, like in the beginning of the World Series? Hey, where's the blue room?
I got to ask where the blue room is.
What the hell's the blue room?
Where's the blue room? It is blue in there.
It is blue in there.
But, yeah, not the correct name. Incorrect. All right, so that's going to wrap it for us here. We'll see you back here tonight, 6:30 p.m. May tack on a little extra time this evening, depending on what's happening.
The plan is to go down to 27 players or 5.5 levels.
Yep.
Whichever comes first.
So,
I'm saying the 5.5 levels.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Okay, so
nice and cold, isn't it?
So, all right.
Someone's touching your Arctic blue cooling towels.
I noticed that. Because they're all gone. That's all I have left.
Pink is left.
All right. Well, let me wrap the show up and then
take care of that sale.
Yeah, we'll see what happens here. All right. So we'll see you guys tonight here at 6:30 p.m. on the Mark Hoke Show. And of course, I want to thank Ryan Teppen and Vin for stopping by. We do appreciate it. And Joe, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
My pleasure.
All right. We'll see you later on tonight here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for joining us, everybody.